get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments can pay for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? How everybody doing out there? What's the word, man? Hope everybody having a great day. You know what I mean? Let's start the week off right with a banger game. Let's go, y'all. Y'all already know the count, man. Y'all already know the routine. We staying out the way over here. That's the model. That's the new wave. That's what we doing. That's when we try to put everybody on, because that's what it is out here, man. We have to stay out the way, man, and keep our asses out of them jails so we don't never have to return and go back and do no bids, because we done with that, because we staying out the way. That's what we doing, y'all. So pass the word on to your peoples. Pass the word on to everybody that you know that we're staying out the way over here. Now that we got that out the way, turn me up, y'all. We done slowed down. Let's get it. We got to keep going. We got to keep turning up. That's the motto. Like, sharing, and subscribing is what we got to do. If we don't like, share, and subscribe, the channel ain't going to grow. And I told y'all I got something coming for y'all. Y'all just got to work with me and believe in me and trust the process. And let's get it, man, because I got some new stuff coming for y'all, man. But we got to grow the channel more, y'all. We got to do it if we can get more views, more exposure, more people can see us, and the channel can grow. I know y'all want the kids to succeed, so keep rocking with me and keep turning me up. That's what we doing, man. That's all I ask. But let's get to the story, man. Let's get to the story. And this story right here I got for y'all today is, it was bloody in 05, man. It was bloody in 05, man. And the prison that I'm talking about that was super bloody in 05 was Sussex 2. Y'all know I had to been at Sussex 2 around this time. So this is what I'm talking about, man. And I can remember, like, and for real, I'm telling this story, y'all, because, like, I kind of, I want dudes to really, like, watch this story and be like, I'm not going to jail. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is in 05, y'all. Like, just imagine how it is now. Like, it's freaking 10, 20 times worse. Like, you don't want to go to prison. It's not a good time to go to prison. I'm telling y'all these stories if I can keep y'all out of prison. I'm not telling y'all these stories to glorify everything that I witnessed, everything that I did. No, I'm doing this for people who can actually watch this, and maybe it can be somebody who watches my video and just be so horrified and disgusted about the stuff that I'm talking about. They could be like, I'm never going to prison. So that's why I do what I do. But for this particular story right here in 05, man, it was just super bloody. And I can just remember the violence and everything that was going on when I was on Sussex 2, man. Around this time, y'all, like, I'm still a young dude. I'm still, like, just seeing, like, how prison is. I'm seeing, like, it's just, it's different. Like, you know what I mean? It's nothing like that receiving place I was at. It's nothing like the jail. This is real, actual prison. This is actually people from around the state locked up together. And everybody is maniacs. Everybody has chips on their shoulders. A lot of dudes not going home. It's a lot of dudes that just don't want to see you go home. It's just people that don't care about you going home. And I just saw a whole lot of violence around that time, man. Like, around this time, y'all got to understand, like, there was a lot of people getting drugs around this time in 05, man. It was a lot of people getting to the drugs. Like, it was a lot going on with the drug game, and there was dudes coming up there. And this is kind of like, I'm barely touching the drug game, but I'm seeing that the drug game is dangerous. But, you know, me being from the town, me being from Norfolk, and me not being a punk either, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to take anything from me or my guys. That's how it was going down. But you had dudes up there that was actually getting the pack, and dudes was getting at them, man. And I can remember, like, it was some dudes. I remember it was a little robbing team, man, in the beginning. It was a little team that used to rob dudes in the beginning when I first got to Sussex, man. And these dudes' names was Worm and Lance. Now, Worm and Lance, it was just them two. I knew those two from them being in my building. Then they actually came to 4 building where I was at, but it was actually like 2 more of them. Like, they used to have a little squad, and I ain't gonna lie, and like, Worm was like a righteous dude. Worm was a Muslim, you know what I mean? But he didn't play. That man loved to smoke marijuana. He loved to smoke. Him and Lance, they love marijuana. I can't say they did no other drug, but I know marijuana, if you getting marijuana, them boys used to be on you. They used to be on your top. They didn't play around. They used to be down on you, man. And they didn't play. Now, I done witnessed them dudes pull up on a dude with the knife. With the knife. Dude act like he didn't want to give it up. They stick him. Dude, after they stick the dude gave the pack up. I seen it with my own eyes, man. I'm witnessing people get robbed for their pack. And all I can say is just like, damn, a lot of dudes really ain't like gonna take it to that next level once that knife is pulled out, because the next level is either you're killing or you're getting killed. So like, it's scary when it comes down to having to battle somebody with the knife play, man. But just around this time, y'all, I'm just seeing this robbing team just move around and they just snapping out, they just stabbing, and it's just crazy, man. Like, and this all was going on and dudes was getting away with it. Like, sussers would come lock you up if they catch you, if they see you. And they had cameras, but it was like stuff will go down on a staircase on Suss's was dangerous, because like, you have to, if your pod is upstairs and you have to go back upstairs, that staircase used to be dangerous. I done witnessed dudes actually walk up, and when you get to the first flight of steps and you go up the first flight of steps and you get to the first mount before you get to the other steps to get to the other floor you're going to, the cameras used to be right there, one pointing this way, one pointing that way. You would actually have dudes that was tall enough to walk up and just and move the camera. Dudes would move the camera, man, and there'd be a whole lot of work getting put in on that staircase, man. Like, that staircase used to be super deadly, man. And like I say, I done witnessed this dude Worm, like, he done actually like just really pulled up on dudes, and he found out you got the pack, and he was taking it, and he was stabbing you if you didn't give it up, man. He would stab you if you didn't give it up. And Worm wasn't really no big dude. And for real, me and Worm was cool, you know what I mean? Now, him and Hot Rod bump heads, rest in peace to my bro. They bumped heads later on in the future. And then my roommate AJ, now y'all know he was top on the menu, because once they found out that we weren't really dudes, they didn't really rock with him like that in the beginning, you already know he was on the menu from Worm. But that got played, that got kind of resolved, but Worm was on his top too. It was just too many dudes that AJ knew that, you know what I mean, it couldn't happen. But he definitely wanted AJ. He smelt blood from AJ, but it never happened, man. But Worm actually used to get busy up there, man. I watched him just strictly just run around, do what he want. When it came to that weed, he was a maniac, and he was a barber. And that's how me and him was cool, because when he finally moved to 3D to the part I was at, I actually used to get my hair cut, and he was nice with the razor game. That's how he used to cut. So me and him was all right. But at the end of the day, if you had that marijuana, that man would go from Muslim to back to goon mode, and he was coming to get it, man. Real talk. And I done witnessed him do it, man. I witnessed him stab a dude over some marijuana. And this is in '05. Like, I'm just seeing all type of crazy stuff, y'all. Like, who want to go to prison and actually, like, you know what I mean? Like, God forbid if you have to stab somebody yourself, but like, just witnessing somebody get poked up, it's not a good thing, y'all. It's not a beautiful thing, man. But that was going on, man. Like, a whole lot of stuff was going on. Like, I couldn't like really just put my finger on why I was prison is violent. But I actually, like, after I sat back and analyzed it, I saw that like, it's too many people from all type of different places. Like, everybody is an alpha male. It's going to clash. People are going to clash sooner or later. People are going to clash. Like, prison is just so violent. Like, if you don't clash from the basketball court, people clash from playing basketball. That's why I left basketball alone. Left basketball alone. I couldn't do it. I loved to play basketball from a young age, coming into the jail. But when I got to prison scene, it wasn't really just like people filing you. People will file the mess out of you in prison, but I just saw that was just a trap for just more trouble. So like, I felt like that's not what I really wanted to put my life on the line for, basketball. You know what I mean? Nobody was getting paid for it. Nobody was going nowhere for it. So that basketball court is a no-go. And you will still have dudes playing basketball. So if you got a homeboy, like, stuff can go down over the basketball court, period, man. Stuff can go down from you gambling. Stuff can go down from you getting the package. Like, stuff can go down easily when you're in prison. So I just saw that, like, this is something that, like, violence is a part of prison. Violence is a part of prison. And I just set my mind to, this is what it is. And this is around the time my homeboy actually strapped me up with the knife, and I had just had it in the cut. I never used to walk around with it, but if it got serious, I can definitely go get it. So I was prepared. Even though I didn't want to kill nobody, I didn't want nobody to kill me, I still had to be prepared for these situations, y'all. Like, because being young in prison, And they threw me in one of the most serious prisons in Virginia as far as with movement. You know what I mean? On that level 4, like that was a dangerous place for me to be at that age. But I had to adapt. I had to get my mind right to get ready to start seeing all type of crazy stuff. And speaking of crazy stuff, y'all, like I can remember another time where in '05, where I knew this dude, Tom from Richmond. And I told y'all Tom was my spade partner from Richmond. And me and him was cool too. Like Tom wasn't on that type of time, like he, trying to get in trouble. Like Tom was just like a comedian in the prison. He was like, everybody that know bro was a super duper comedian, man. But I can remember a time like when his co-defendant actually ended up coming to Sussex. And his co-defendant was like I forgot his name. I can't remember his name, but he was a tall, light-skinned dude. He was a tall, light-skinned dude. And I think he used to ball sometime and he used to work out. I ended up bumping into him years later. I think he ended up coming to Lawrenceville for a while, like years later down the line. But around this time right here, I can remember when he actually came on the compound. Now, the persona I got from dude was that he was a real quiet dude. Like he was like the opposite of how a lot of the dudes from Richmond be. He wasn't loud. He wasn't like trying to like poke his chest out all the time. And he was just like on the low, like I'm chilling. I ain't got no, you know what I mean? I'm just out the way, you know what I mean? But you can't sleep on nobody. Like just because a dude move like that don't mean you can sleep on him, you know what I mean? Majority of the time dudes move like that is because they're dangerous. You know what I mean? The ones that are loud, they could be dangerous too, but they just, they put it on display with their mouth and their body language and what they'll do and what they'll say. A lot of the other killers, they ain't really got a whole lot of rap because they already know what they're gonna do. They already know what they capable of, and they already know that people that really know them knows the count. So boom, bro, co-defendant came up there to Sussex too. So when his co-defendant came up there, I could see he was in 4 buildings. So me and Tom was actually in 2 buildings at the time when he got up there. So when he got after he got up there for a while, I ended up going to the hole and I went to 4 building. So now that I'm in 4 building, I'm actually in 4 building with another individual from Richmond named Smoke. And a lot of people might know Smoke. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't judge books from their cover, you know what I mean? And when I went to the hole, I end up going to the hole later on after this one I'm about to tell y'all, and I end up, getting to know dude slightly from just being in the hole because we was in the same block and we used to go outside. But Smoke reputation from Richmond, he was an all-the-way goon. Smoke was kind of a diesel black. He was super duper black. He was kind of big. He had the little curly box back then. You know what I mean? And he just was a psychopath. And when I say that, man, he was one of the first people. It was people up there that was messing with homosexuals, but he was one of the first people that I saw that was, he didn't have no shame in his game about it at all. I remember when they all started coming up there from because I think he came from that prison I was telling y'all about, Augusta, when they started bringing them all to Sussex too. So I believe when he came from that prison, Augusta, with all those other people that was coming, you know what I mean? Bro was already wild. He was already wild, period. Play with that knife. And he was another one that'll rob you. He will get you. I'm telling you, I know dudes that he done ran down on, and he will get you too. He used to rock with Worm too from Richmond, but he ran his own play. You know what I mean? I feel like because of the homosexual stuff, he really, a lot of dudes really didn't chill with him, but everybody knew from Richmond and from other places that bro was a killer. He was a maniac. He gonna definitely push that knife. He's definitely gonna stab you. He is a maniac. So boom, through the whole time I'm not Worm, but the whole time Smoke, I'm building with Smoke, man. I'm seeing bro just on a whole different type of page. Bro wanna know who got the pack. You know what I mean? I don't think he messed with that dope. You know what I mean? But he was another one that was a fiend of that weed. You know what I mean? If you had that weed, he want to know what's going on. And if we had it, it'll be a different type of situation because it was more political. But if you soft up there, they are coming. The wolves are coming, y'all. If you a dude that's locked up, you ain't got no, if you a dude that's out there in the streets getting in trouble and you about to come to prison, now you probably was shooting your little gun out on the street. You know how to pull the trigger and wet stuff up. That's cool. Everybody know how to do that. But if you soft about to come into prison, it is not going to work for you. Especially if you're trying to get into other things. You better come to prison and just go to sleep and mind your business. Because if you're trying to get into other things, you're going to have to prove it. Y'all going to have to prove it, especially from guys like this dude Smoke. So boom. I used to see Smoke just on the yard. He just was just, he did what he wanted. You know what I mean? He'll be on the yard walking around with the homosexual, you know what I mean? They boyfriend and girlfriend walking laps on the yard. You know what I mean? it was just wow. He didn't care. He didn't care what nobody thought about him, man. That's what really scared me about dude. I ain't gonna lie. Like when he was on the yard, me and him never had no words like speaking. We didn't really have a reason to have words. But watching him from afar, just seeing like, damn, dude, just dude don't care. Like he go, you know what I mean? Like he's with the action. He's with the action, and he don't care what nobody thinks about him. He's walking the yard with the homosexual, like that's his real girlfriend, and he don't care, man. Like, you know what I mean? So boom. He wasn't a dude that was broke or nothing like that. He had his own stuff. Like you could tell he been bitten already way before we was bitten. But you can also tell that he was trained to go. So boom, I can remember one time he get to arguing with Tom co-defendant. Now, with him arguing with Tom co-defendant, y'all gotta understand they both are from Richmond. These are two Richmond dudes. This is Richmond on Richmond. Now, when they get into it, y'all, they get into it, I want to say leaving the child hall. Now, I didn't see what happened that time right there, but what I heard what happened, how they got into it was that it was something about the line in the child hall, and Smoke tried to cut the line. He tried to do something like, it was something he was doing, and Tom co-defendant didn't agree with what was going on. So boom, they get into it in the child hall, and then on the way out the child hall, they still beefing. The next thing you know, Tom homeboy just got at him. Boom, they said Tom homeboy fight. He said he'll fight him. Say he got at Smoke in front of everybody. Say he hit him with the two-piece. My homeboy said he hit him with the two-piece in front of everybody. So now Smoke is looking like, you know what I mean? Like he took the L, which was wild. He took the L because I was thinking the way bro built and how he built like a little Tyson, like a little mini Mike Tyson, a little black ass Mike Tyson. But you would think that he can rumble too. I'm not saying he can't rumble, but the dude he was rumbling was a little taller than him, had a little more, like, as far as like, he was tall and he wasn't little, you know what I mean? So he went up against another maniac. So they say he took that L and he went back to his pod. Now, they wasn't in the same pod, but I believe they knew each other. So boom, he took the L, y'all. So everybody's hearing about how the L, like, oh man, like they actually got into it. Like they actually really started, these dudes from the R really beefing. So I can see Tom, you know what I mean? That whole day, I can see Tom going outside and he's hollering at his co-defendant and he's getting the word what's going on. His co-defendant like, yo man, I ain't worried about dude. Then I can see Smoke, he's talking to his dudes and they talking, and it was just a weird tension that was on the yard at that particular time, y'all. Like that whole day was a weird tension, man. It was a weird tension. Now, me looking at it from afar, I'm saying in my head, like, I don't know if bro gonna let that go. Now, I felt like the dude, Tom co-defendant, I feel like he should have finished bro up, man. You know what I mean? If you gonna go ahead and do that, just go ahead and finish him up. This ain't gonna be a whole lot of hand fighting and all that. And a lot of time, dudes will come back after they get whooped. That's why I told y'all I didn't want to never fight and get whooped, because I'm gonna come back with a weapon. I got to be victorious or try to be victorious after a butt whooping. So I used to never want to do those things. So I done seen Smoke take the L. Everybody's talking about him taking the L. Everybody knows about what's happening. Everybody saw kind of what's happening that was in a pod. Everybody that was in the child hall, everybody saw what happened. So everybody's waiting for what's going to happen now. That's the thing. So now everybody just hearing about it like, damn, everybody see Richmond beefing on Richmond. And it happens like that. Norfolk beef with Norfolk. You know what I mean? All cities, it be like that, y'all. Like, that's just how it be. Like, it's not, people beef on the street, don't they? You know what I mean? Like, you can come in prison and get along for the sake of, you know what I mean, togetherness, but at the same time, dudes got their own personalities. Don't nobody care about what the next man think when it comes down to certain stuff. And people are going to clash. That's just how it go. You know what I mean? So them two clash. Tom co-defendant got the best of Worm. Worm is of Smoke. Smoke is a known killer. So this is how it's going down. The next day, y'all, boom, our building's going to child. When we're going to child, okay, so when we're going to child, we're coming to child. As we're leaving child, we can see Tom co-defendant jump coming out. So as we're coming from 4 building, we're coming around this way. Tom co-defendant, they're in the other child hall. This side of the child hall was like this, y'all. They had a fence in between the doors. So it'll be a child hall on this side and a child hall on the other side of the fence. So you would actually have, they would have to actually have the fence gate door open for you to walk through if you was going to that child hall. So they'll usually try to have it where if my pod is coming to that first child hall, that other child hall, they're going to be leaving out, going that long way back to Ford Building. We're coming the short way from Ford Building. So I seen Tom co-defendant leaving out, going to child that way. Boom. And I can't think of bro name, man. But bro, cool. He always been quiet, cool, chill. You know what I mean? But I can't think of his name. But they're leaving out, going to child. When we're coming up and we're about to get to the door, I look. And when I look, I seen Smoke crazy ass. He's coming out like from by the lieutenant. He was either coming out from the lieutenant. This one made it even crazy because when you leave out, it's the child hall door when you're going back the long way, what I'm telling y'all. Like, basically, that's not the long way coming from if 2 building was going to child. It's the long way if you're in 4 building going back to child. But they're going this way, we're coming. They're leaving, we're coming. So Smoke either came out of the lieutenant off the watch, they call it the watch commander office. I think that's what they call it, the watch commander office. He was either coming out of there, he was either coming out of laundry, or he was just right there. I don't know. When I looked up, I seen him. I seen him through the little fence. He was right there. And I could see Tom co-defendant come out of the child hall. So when Tom co-defendant came out of the child hall, Smoke walked up on him. He put his arm on his shoulder. Soon as he dude kind of tall. Soon as he put his arm on his shoulder, you could see the Tom co-defendant ready to smack his arm off. Soon as he smacked his arm off, you could just see Smoke coming out with the knife. And when he came out with the hammer, y'all, he swung that jump. Boom! He hit him. He hit him like right here. Then Tom co-defendant, he trying to react. As he trying to react, he hit him again. Boom! Boom! So he just started swinging it. Tom co-defendant come up out that jump. Boom! Boom! Caught him with a 2-piece. Hit him with a 2-piece. You know, he tall. He took those hits. He bloody. He's a bloody pope right here because he hit him good. And he's getting hit by somebody that hits dudes professionally. Like Smoke, it was definitely somebody that be stabbing. I heard about him. He had a reputation. And this is what everybody says he be doing. Smoke hit him twice. Boom! Boom! After he hit him once. Dude come up out the jump, boom, boom. He gave the Smoke again, y'all. Police come out, man. Police get them to break that stuff up. They break that stuff up. They get the knife from Smoke. We still right there. They telling us to go in, but everybody watching. They locked the gate, so nobody from my pod can go into down there. But we just looking like, damn. So the dude, Tom co-defendant, they got him on the wall. They got Smoke down. They got Smoke on the ground, handcuffing him. And they got dude on the wall, man. Like, he looked like he was losing air. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, it's a tall dude, a little size to him, man. It looked like he was just trying to get his air, trying to breathe. And I'm saying in my head like this, I promise y'all, every time that Smoke hit that man with that knife, it felt like I can feel it. Like, that's how prison is, man. Like, you gotta understand, on the street, you're not seeing dudes get stabbed. You're more than likely gonna see a dude get shot before anything, like, but to actually witness somebody get hit with like something homemade that hard. Smoke swung that jump and he was trying to take him out. I think on that first one, he wanted to hit him in the neck, but dude is so tall, when he swung it, it hit dude like right here. And you know, from maneuvering from it slightly, it hit dude like right here. And I was just like, I'm standing there in the cut like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, because I had rocked with Tom, and I know Tom was going to be mad about, be sick about what, you know what I mean, what's going on, because he didn't actually witness it, because he was still in 2 building. I'm just looking like, damn, man, them people handcuffed Smoke. Them people took Smoke out of there, man. Like, you know what I mean? Smoke went to the hole and never came out. Tom co-defendant went to the hole and never came out, man. Now, Tom co-defendant handled this business twice. He handled his business twice, man. He got that Smoke in the child hall. Smoke tried to get at him with the knife on the boulevard. You know what I mean? He did get at him. He stabbed him. He stabbed him like 2-3 times. You know what I mean? But he handled his business then because he was able to defend himself and not get killed. And that's what it's about, man. Like, that's why I tell y'all this stuff, man, because prison is so dangerous. Prison is so dangerous. You never know what you have to do until you're put in a situation. I done saw so many situations, y'all. I'm that guy that's telling the stories that was the fly on the wall. I witnessed so much stuff. I'm telling y'all, I witnessed so much stuff, man, and I'll never wish it on my worst enemy, man. That's why I try my hardest to tell y'all to stay out the way, for y'all don't have to go through these situations, because prison is so dangerous, man. Just seeing how crazy and bloody '05 was back then, man. Like, it was just so much stuff going down, man. It was just so much stuff going down, man. Those two dudes went to the hole, and like I say, they was done. You never seen those dudes no more, man. And I can remember a time when I went to the hole. This is before I went to 3D. Now I'm in the hole from 4 building, and I go to the hole. So me and my homeboy J-Bo was back there, and we used to go outside. So the part they put us in, Smoke used to be in 35. He was in there forever. You know what I mean? He was in that part forever, man. So we used to go out there. My homeboy used to send me a little weed. So I used to go out there and smoke my little weed. And Smoke used to be out there. He'll still be out there working out, man. And I just, like, one day I was in this because they'll have it like it's a bunch of dog cages, like I told y'all, in the hole. And if you walk in one, you'll go all the way if you walk in first, you have to go all the way to that back one, and they'll lock the gate, boom. And then somebody else will come and they'll be at the front gate. So you can talk to them. They right in front of you, but you can't touch them or nothing because there's a junk blocking y'all. But it's the same routine all the way down. So everybody will be able to talk to everybody. So me and J-Bo used to be out there, and he used to be out there smoking weed, and we used to be smoking weed. And we was just talking one day, and we was just like, damn. So J-Bo was like, man, that's crazy, man. Like, you try to kill dude, ain't he from Richmond? Smoke was like, man, I don't give a damn where he from. I don't give a damn where he from. Don't nobody put their hands on me. He was like, he was like, man, he said, yo, y'all, he was so crazy. He was like, man, I ain't even gonna lie. He said, I live with every day that I didn't stab that man right. He said, I live with it every day. He said, I'm supposed to kill that. He said, my reason of being out there on that boulevard was to kill dude. He was like, after he put his hands on me, he was like, he was done. He was like, I don't care where you from. And I looked in his eyes, y'all, and I saw the real hate and fire that he was displaying when he was talking about that. He was like, man, I'm supposed to have killed dude. I'm back here for attempt, you know what I mean? And I gotta go through this. Now, when stuff like that happen, I guess they just drag you for like a year or so, man. Then they transfer you and they send you somewhere worse. So that's probably what happened with him. That probably happened with him, and they probably shipped him off the Red Onion or Wallace Ridge to the level 5s and 6s. That's probably what happened with him. But through that time, we was in the hole, and I was actually able to talk to that man. That man actually told me, like, he was really mad that he wasn't able to kill the dude. He wasn't even able to kill the dude, man. He was like, man, I was like, so what happened to him? I was like, because nobody seen Tom co-defendant either. Like, so what happened? He was like, man, he might still be in the hospital. He was like, I think I hit something, you know what I mean? He was like, I hit a nerve. He was telling us he did something that was crazy, and it almost took dude out. But dude ended up making it, because I told y'all, years later, man, Tom co-defendant made it, because years later I ended up bumping into him on Lawrenceville, and I never knew him enough to talk to him like, yo, what's, you know what I mean? But I actually seen he was up there. I recognized his face, you know what I mean? I remember him from that massacre back in the day, because I was one of the ones that witnessed that massacre. And it was happy to see bro, man, just moving back around, working, being able to work out. He still was on his workout game. He was still just the same way he was, quiet and staying his ass out the way, man. So that situation was crazy too, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie, man. But '05 was nuts, period, man. Like, just witnessing real prison. Like, we finally got movement in the prison. We're not locked down as much. They done brought new prisons. They brought new inmates from different prisons up there. You know what I mean? We're witnessing different maniacs. We got all type of people from every city that's trained to go. Dudes are trying to do this. It's prison. This is what prison is. This is what prison is, y'all. It's politics, maniacs, and drugs. That's all it is, man. Like, you gotta get it. You gotta find your lane, and you gotta be able to stay your ass out the way, man, or you're gonna be a statistic. You're gonna be somebody that just rode off, and somebody that they're gonna be calling your people, telling them that something happened to you, man. I told myself I can never let that happen to me. I gotta be able to navigate my way through this madness and be able to make it, because I'm never trying to let them make that phone call to my peoples, man. I'm never trying to be that person that got stabbed up and made it, and they still got to make a phone call. I wasn't trying to be that person that take butt whipping, somebody beating me down, and they still got to call your peoples behind that. I didn't want none of these situations. So I had to start moving strategically. I just said none of this stuff was gonna happen to me. If something ever gets too serious enough, I was gonna pop first on anybody. If it's ever an argument and me and dude getting a verbal argument and you're not nobody that I know and it's just a verbal, I'm taking off. I'm not gonna be the person that's gonna get hit first. I'm gonna take off first, y'all, every time. Every time, that's me. I'm gonna take off first. So that's how I had to roll in '05 through the rest of the time period, because Sussex just was dangerous, man. Like, I'm hearing now that they're gonna close that prison. Close that stuff, man, because like that prison was just so much. It's just so much that happened up there, man. From the officers to the inmates, like it's that prison was wild, man. Like I'm actually really glad it's about to be closed, man. But I can actually remember another time, man, it got super deadly on Sussex, man. It got real deadly again. And this deadly right here, man, was actually somebody lost their life. And I'm not glad to talk about this, but I didn't know really none of the parties. Only person that I knew of what would happen with this situation right here is the dude Trig, man. And I actually met him because he used to rock with my homeboy, you know what I mean, on the basketball court. And from that, he used to, you know what I mean, me and him had conversations. But these dudes right here are actually not from the Tidewater cities or from the Richmond cities. I want to say they were from Lynchburg. Like, I could be wrong. I could be wrong about this. Don't quote me. This is years ago. Like, my memory would be straight, but trying to remember every city, every time, like, it'd be hard. You know what I mean? So I want to say these dudes are from Lynchburg, man. That's what I want to say. I could be wrong. It could be Danville. It could be it could be Lynchburg though. I think I'm right about Lynchburg, but this is when I witnessed this right here, y'all. Like, this was wild. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this opened my eye. The smoke jump and seeing dudes get robbed and stabbed, seeing smoke stab dude up, like that opened my eyes up a lot. Stuff is happening in one building. Dudes are getting stabbed in one. Like, it was just stuff going on all over the compound, and a lot of that opened my eyes up to how violent this stuff was in here. Like, I told myself, I got all these years left to do in prison, and I'm at one of the most violent spots in Virginia. So I had to get prepared, and I had to get my mind ready just to see whatever it was going to be, man. Like, so I was numb to everything, but still seeing stuff, it kind of threw you off. Witnessing first experiences, it kind of threw you off, man. So with these dudes right here I'm talking about, man, Trig was a dude, you know what I mean, from Lynchburg. I think that's where he was from, but he was a dude that, he was another tall dude. He wasn't as big as Tom co-defendant, but he was tall, kind of slim dude, you know what I mean? And he was another dude that, like, portrayed being trained to go, you know what I mean? Like I say, like, when you from them other towns, like, I'm not saying you gotta prove, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, it's slightly a defect against you because you're not from Tidewater, you're not from Richmond. So if you ever get into it with either one, you know what I mean? Like, it can turn out ugly for you because you're definitely outnumbered. There's never going to be a super whole lot of dudes from Danville. Now Petersburg, they got enough dudes to be able to hold themselves down. Like, they don't really run with Richmond. Like, they cool, but they don't really run with Richmond. But there's always a lot of Petersburg dudes at every jail. Not a lot, but enough. You know what I mean? So boom. Now, the dude Trig, he was like one of the first Crips that came up there. You know what I mean? He was one of the first Crips. And he was holding his own, like, but you could tell, like, he was one of those dudes that, like, you know what I mean? He didn't play, kind of like I told you. He let off he's the let off of pressure, kind of like, yo, like, I'm not with none of the jokes. I'm not playing. So me and him didn't talk a lot, but we did talk when it came to the basketball stuff because he knew my man. So boom, I can remember a time, y'all, we was on the yard, man. We was on the yard, and this is before. Matter of fact, this is before we on the yard, but. My homeboy's telling me that Trig and them supposed to be banging up a dude in the pod. You know what I mean? They supposed to be banging him up. Now, they was actually in 4 building we was at too, but they wasn't in our pod. I want to say they was in 4. We was in 4D. They was in 4C. They was in the pod beside us. But they said there's supposed to be somebody in the pod. They supposed to be banging up. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, I don't know. But he was like, look, it might go down when we go outside, you know what I mean? So he was like, just be on point, you know what I mean? Because, you know, like I told y'all, he's the ball with the dude Trig, so he's the rock with Trig. So he knew the count. So I didn't know who this other person was, you know what I mean? I didn't know nothing. I didn't know anything. But what I did know is this. They got into it when we went to breakfast, before we went outside. Now, another dude came and told me that, yo, some dudes was outside arguing. You know what I mean? They said, dude, so this ended up being the weekend too, y'all. This was actually the weekend. This fell on a Saturday when all this stuff was happening. This was a Saturday. So they said these dudes got to arguing. They said they was out there arguing about a TV. Now, in 05, y'all, I wanna say, matter of fact, can you get colors? Yeah, I think you can get a color TV around this time. So I don't know if this was over a color TV or over a black and white TV. Either way, the TVs was this big. That's how big the screen was. About the size of a phone. That's how big the screens was. They was 5 inches, 7. I think our first color TV was a 5-inch color, which is about the same size as your phone. You know what I mean? So boom. They say they out there arguing over a damn TV. They say dude is about to go home, and dudes told Trig and them that he was gonna leave the TV to them. And now he's saying he's not gonna leave the TV to them. For what reason? I do not know, y'all. I do not know why he's doing this. Either way, when I hear about the argument, I'm looking at it like, that's not really that serious. You know what I mean? I ain't tripping. So now my man came and told me like, yo, stuff might go down, we go outside. Boom, 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 boom. I went outside to work out. I'm outside working out. We're on the big yard. They're on the yard across from us. Now, that is yard 1. No, yard 2. I want to say, I don't know if they call that yard 1 or yard 2 is by 2 better. All right, so that's yard 1. Boom. They are on that yard. So as we working out, you can see Trig and you can see 2 more other dudes that's with Trig. And the dude, that's not a big yard. Their yard is little, but they still have their own little track that you can walk in circles around until they, you know what I mean, as many times you want. So as I'm working out in the big yard, my homeboy that came and told me stuff might go down, we're actually looking on the yard because we heard about something that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So like you can see them walking laps. Them 4. The 2 dudes with Trig and the dude who's supposed to get the TV up. So they're like, damn, they fussing over the TV and dude about to go home. So now the word is getting out more. So dudes on the weight, not on the weight pile, but dude on the workout jump is actually talking like, yo, they said dude go home Monday. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, dude about to go home Monday. Like, damn, that's what's up, man. But still, you can see over in the other yard, you can feel the tension. You can see they just over there talking, and they might walk and start talking, then they might pull up on the side and start talking. And like, I just stopped paying in mind. Like, I just started working out. Like, man, ain't nothing gonna happen, man. Dude about to go home. You know what I mean? And that's that. Man, it's my word, y'all. I look up and I got a clear view, man, for what I'm about to tell y'all. And when I looked, I seen 2, 3 dudes beating the dude up. Now, I don't know what they, like, we're kind of far. We're not far, but we're kind of far. You know what I mean? From my view, I could see dudes beating the dude up. First, he had his back to the building. He had his back to the building. They were beating him up. Boom, 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 boom. They get to him. Tree kind of tall. They beating him down. So as they beating him down, he finally fall. When this man fall, y'all, man, why these people pulled out the knives, pulled out the hammers? Man, these people pulled out the hammers and started poking this man while he was on the ground, man. And I'm standing there now. Everybody's watching. The police from the police on the joint see it. The police but it's too far for her to shoot. She can't shoot that far. So the most they can do is to send the officers. So you can see the officers coming. Everybody's coming. But these people got the man on the ground. They poking him. They poking him, man. I'm like, oh, man. Only thing I could think about was, they just told me dude was about to go home. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. So when you witnessing somebody get stabbed up, y'all, like, you got to understand, like, this isn't the movies. Now, you can definitely kill somebody behind stabbing them up, but you got to know what you're doing. You got to know how to stab, where to stab. Like, you know, you got to really know what you're doing. In the movies, you'll see somebody get stabbed and they'll be out of there. No, like, you got to, but I'm like, they're hitting him. They're hitting him. So right when the police was about to come, they disperse. They leave. They leave the scene. But the gate is locked. There's nowhere for them to go. There's nowhere for them to go. So the police just run. The police couldn't see as far as who they was. Now, a lady in the joint that's standing on top, like to be like the control of the whole yard with the gun, she could probably see who they was, you know what I mean? But nobody else could really see who it was. So they dispersed from the yard. They just started moving around. Police running there. Police grab the dude. They trying to revive him. You can tell. They're like, yo, dude is slumped. Everybody's on the yard. Now wreck over with. Now you see them getting people off. They getting people off the yard all the way already over there by 2 buildings. They getting them off the yard. You can see them going back to the building. You can see dudes just like, yo, what's going on? We gotta walk past the situation. They open our gate. I look. I'm like, dude was on the ground, slumped, y'all. Like, he was slumped. I'm like, yo, he about to go to the crib. This is unbelievable. Man, this is my word. Police took everybody off the yard. They took everybody off the yard. They left that yard up there. That yard was stuck. So we can look from our window. We was in 4D. So I can look from my window and see that yard once we were in our cells. So they kept that yard up there. Then I guess one by one they started letting them out. And then I guess that's when they caught the dudes. You know what I mean? So it was 3 dudes. It was Trig, it was and his 2 homeboys. Now I don't know if it was Crips, but it was his 2 homeboys. So boom, they take dude to medical. You know what I mean? They take dude to medical. So we actually have this dude in our pod that actually, he's like somebody that works in the support building. He can move around. He always out and about. You know what I mean? So boom, we're locked down. We mad that we locked down. We like, damn, stabbing, we locked down. Dude come back and say, yo, look. Hey, look, man. If you got something, man, you dirty, get rid of it. Cause we done. It's like, how we done? It was like, dude just died. I'm like, oh. Man, what? He was like, man, the dude just died who they stabbed up. They was like, he's out of there, man. I was like, man, get that. It was like, man, look. And he was like, yo, look, that's not even the worst part. He was like, man, the man, his mama was in the visiting room. He was gonna get a visit after count. His mama was in the visiting room. After count, he was gonna get a visit. His mama was coming to see him before he come home, and he was about to get a visit. And he was like, man, now these people got to go in there and tell his mama that the man is dead, man. Everybody was like, oh, man, that's crazy. I was like, oh, I'm just standing at the door listening like, I can't believe this, y'all. Like, I can't believe this. I'm witnessing this. I can't believe somebody that was about to go home just got stabbed up right before my eyes. I couldn't believe it, y'all. I swear to God, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is crazy right here, man. I couldn't believe this stuff, man. The man, mama was in the visiting room about to see him right before he died. And he was going home Monday. I was like, shh. Dude was like, yo, I'm about to pass out ice right quick, man, because after this is it. You know what I mean? So he came past out ice, boom. When he got downstairs, I was like, yo, bro. I was like, man. I was like, he died, man. He was like, man, that man dead, man. He was like, man, them people stabbed that man up over a TV. I said, oh, they caught the dudes? He was like, yeah, triggering him in the hole. I was like, shh. He was like, man, they stabbed that man up over a TV. That man said he was going to leave a TV with them. Then he's ended up selling it to somebody else. He was like, man, that man stabbed him up over a TV and killed him. I was like, this is freaking nuts. I can't believe this. I was like, this is nuts. I could not believe I was going through this. I'm not going through this. I can't believe I was witnessing this. Just imagine witnessing that, y'all. Like, that's just nuts to witness a situation like that. Somebody getting stabbed up over a TV and he was about to go home. This is nuts, man. Fast forward a little bit. Now I'm in 3D. Like a year done went by. You know what I mean? Trig, they got him out of there. He was out of there. Boom. As I'm working back in the hole one day, I see one of the dudes that was with Trig. Now, I know him because he used to cut hair. He was a little pretty boy kind of dude. I thought he was from up top, but he was from one of them little towns too. So I see him back there. He got the fro now. He done been back there forever. I'm like, oh, damn, bro, you still back here? He like, yeah. I was like, bro, what's going on with the case? You know what I mean? He like, man, like, they trying to give us life. He was like, they trying to give us life. He was like, but I want one of the ones that stabbed him. You know what I mean? He was like, they want me to testify. He told me straight up they want me to testify. So I'm thinking that he eventually testified on Trig and got a lighter sentence. But Trig is done. I heard he ended up getting an L note. And Trig was about to go home. He was about to go home, y'all. They said he was going home the end of the year. So that whole thing, everybody ruined their life, man. Everybody ruined their life, man. And like I said, that's why I stress so much for y'all to stay out the way. For you don't have to go through these situations, man, because prison is dangerous, y'all. It's dangerous, man. Like, I'm telling y'all, man, like, I wouldn't wish this on none of y'all. Like, I swear to God, I love expressing myself to y'all, telling these stories, but like, at the same time, man, like, I just hate it so much. I hated that I ruined my life and actually had to go to prison and experiencing these savage things, man. Like, it's wild, man. I thank God every day, man, and I'm in a position, in like a situation now where I'm just blessed to be home and I'm never going back, man. Because that prison shit, like, it'll leave a bad taste in your mouth. You will witness and see stuff and have to do stuff you never had to do before in your life. So this is a story, man. This is the moral of the story, basically. The moral of the story is, please stay out the way. Don't put yourself in a situation where you have to go experience these crazy situations in jail, in prison, y'all. I'm telling you, the politics will throw you off. If you're in a gang, you're going to have to abide by those politics. You're going to have to move when they tell you move. You're going to have to do all type of stuff, man. I seen a dude die that was about to go home, y'all, over TV. Like, it gets wild. It was, '05 was dangerous, man. So all I stress, man, please, man, from the hot, man, everybody just stay out the way, man. Do not come to prison, man. Stay doing what you're doing on the street, man. Make legit money. Do the right thing, man. Young dudes, listen to your parents. Listen to your OGs, man. You know what I mean? Like, you have to stay out the way, man, because if you go to prison, man, like, it crushes your life. I'm just one of the ones that's blessed to be able to come from under 16 years and still look like I'm doing all right now, man. God bless me. But everybody don't get the same situation and opportunity, man. So stay y'all ass out the way, please. That's all I tell y'all, man. But that's the end of the story, y'all, man. I just had to share to y'all how dangerous 2005 was on Sussex. It was dangerous, y'all. It was a dangerous time, man. And like I say, I don't wish that on my worst enemy, man. So thanks everybody for watching. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all. Sorry to keep y'all waiting over the weekend like that from the weekend bangers. Y'all know I don't never leave y'all hit, man. But at the same time, man, I be having to do other stuff too. I apologize. I'm about to get back right for y'all to be disappointed, man. But appreciate everybody, man. Keep like, sharing, and subscribing. Keep looking out for the kid, man. Stay y'all ass out the way. Got new merch, y'all. I got colors, you know what I mean? Hit me up. If y'all want to message me and be like, look, can I get it in this color? Let me know and I can get it in this color, man. I'm going to have different designs and we're going to do it like that. Holla at me, y'all. I love y'all to death, man. Stay y'all ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now you're